It's me. Not all of them. Let's see what she was really after.
Talk about dirty politics. Can't really think these accusations hold any water with the voters? Will it be perceived as a desperate attempt from a flailing campaign to take down one of Gotham's most promising young politicians?
And in other news, you're now on day 3 of the factory fire that will not end. Crews have given up trying to combat the blaze at the Otisburg Processing Center, owned by Ace Capital. Still no word on what started the fire. Whatever's burning here has resisted everything the fire department has built up.
Nearly fell off a building for this.
And one lobster's murder caused quite a headache for commuters this morning. The body of Falcone family couple, Lee Pistachio Carbone, was found hanging on the side of the Blue Street Bridge sometime just before dawn, causing traffic to back up for miles as the cops cut it down. Random shenanigans were completed today with miners and governors from the Skyrail cars to attend.
Oh, that's the stuff. Newest edition can program it to reveal trace elements in a confined space. Can deliver a jolt or knock out electricity in the area. I suppose that Catwoman would have preferred the latter. Well, the test run at the mayor's office was a success. Should see if I can refine the edge. Could be sharper. Just gotta grapple. Can't believe I let her take that.
Mercy.
so important?
Maybe that's because the rumors of Hill's connections just...
Yeah, encrypted.
Wayne Manor has 7 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, a library, a gymnasium, a basketball court, and a movie theatre. And yet I always find you here, in a dark, damp cave, in front of a computer.
I'm more at home here than the rest of the house, you know that.
Then we should build an 8th bedroom down here.
Sure, I can see the headlines now. Bruce Wayne, billionaire, entrepreneur, cave owner.
Quite an eclectic resume. Did you find out what that Catwoman tried to steal?
In the process.
What are we looking at?
Let me try a different angle. This is a map of the east side shoreline. That could mean any number of things. Money, weapons, drugs, everything flows through that port.
Maybe it's where Mayor Hill picked up his dry cleaning.
Can't make sense of it yet. There's still plenty of files to decrypt.
And in the meantime, I saved you what I could.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, the same couldn't be said for the bar. I had to literally pry Mrs. Zellerback away. But you'll be pleased to hear everyone has left, including Mr. Falcone. I would have been tempted to be far less polite. I'd recommend leaving the fistfights to your alter ego. Bloodstains are much harder to remove from a tuxedo.
It was a keep your enemies closer situation.
Hopefully not close enough to stab you in the back. For the record, your father despised men like Falcone, thought they ruined Gotham's stellar reputation.
Back when it still had one?
It can again, Bruce. Though people like this Catwoman aren't helping. Is she new to town?
I've seen her before. Hopefully, she's just a tourist. No, I already checked the codex.
Not much to find, apparently.
A few burglaries, break-ins. Seems to lay pretty low.
You could learn a thing or two from her. You can't step outside without it ending up in the news lately. As Bruce or Batman.
That's not the point. I want criminals to know I'm out there. Batman isn't hiding from anybody.
I was talking about Bruce. I don't mean to beat a dead argument, but...
No one's gonna figure it out now. Trust me.
Miss Vale noticed your injuries, so did Mr. Dent. If they put it together with the incident at the mayor's office, it would undo all the long nights and close calls we've endured to get here. You're in the spotlight more than ever. You have to be careful.
You're right. I should have canceled the event.
I know how much pressure you're under. I don't mean to add to it.
It's okay, man. I know you're only looking out for me.
If we make a suit that fits me, we can trade places some night. Though I'm not partial to heights. Old men worry, that's all. It's our gift and our curse. One more worry for the list.
I thought I saw Oz. It's been, what, 20 years? Last time I saw him, we were in grade school.
Indeed, you two were thick as thieves. Oswald, however, took that role more literally than you.
Dishonorable discharge, illegal boxing matches, arms dealing, prison stints?
That's a criminal grand slam, if I'm using the expression correctly.
Unfortunately, you are.
Oswald claimed he only wanted to catch up, but his behavior following his family's collapse is troubling. Why he's returning now, I haven't the faintest idea.
Do you think he might know something about the break-in? This Catwoman shows up around the same time Oswald comes back to town. Might not be a coincidence.
Oswald's crimes, numerous they may be, are on a much smaller scale than robbing City Hall.
Well, he was always trouble growing up, but it's the fun kind of trouble.
You both were. Even though you and young Master Cobblepot used to be close, I'd advise you to be cautious. But I know you can't abandon a good mystery until it's solved.
I'll be careful, Alfred.
When you see what's become of his park, I think you will.